friendly games for the national teams, they had to sit this one out. It was Kevin and Erling. Were they not as fresh as you expected when they came back?
Who?
Kevin and Erling. You said...
Will depend the way we played.
Sorry?
It will depend if they play the way we are going to play.
Yeah.
So if we play good, it will be fresh. If we play not good, it will not be fresh. So legs is nothing. It's not legs. They are physical good. They are fit is not a problem. It's how the team play, make the players individually play good. The opposite is not.
But you said on the press conference after the game that the people that played both the friendly games in the international break, they were out. So was there a connection between that?
No, they were out because they were injured.
Okay.
That's why I could not play.
Yeah. Okay, I understand. And Erling also said on the press conference with the Norwegian national team that the only thing that you told the players before they left for the national teams were that if some players come back not fresh, you would come after them. Did you have to make any steps in that way?
What I said to the players, before and after. Yeah, right. But in that case, Erling, because you are concerned, come back perfectly. So not a problem. Like he proved against Arsenal.
Well, thank you.
Pep, just going back to that Palace game at the Etihad, Phil, you were disappointed with Phil towards the end for giving away the penalty. Do you see that game as a turning point in his season? Because since then he's sort of, he's grown into himself. He's come a lot more.
I think before Crystal Palace, all the season had been good. Not just that. When we talk about that, is learn the lesson. So in the Etihad box always is dangerous when you talked up, and we saw it last night with Chelsea United. So there you have to be careful. And as much Phil and everyone learn the lesson is not a problem, because it happened. It's football. It's life. So people do good things and mistakes. It's part of that. It's just learn for the future. Don't do it again. But I think Phil, since then, is good, because after we traveled to Saudi Arabia and he played really good, the 2 games, semi-final and final. But before, always, I think Phil got a good level of season.
In terms of that particular point of his game, do you think it has improved this season, off the ball and composure in that aspect?
Always have incredible work ethic. You see the last game he played, it was a fault, it was not given, go down, stand up, press, recover goal, net. So always Phil had that from the day one. When he's 60, 70 years old, training, have an incredible dynamic, and still he has it. So, but of course, football, defensive, offensive, it depends, like I said before, your colleague, depends on the performance of your mates, and how you move depends on the decisions of your mate. You have to take a decision right quicker and after and smarter. And this have to, of course, margin to improve.
At this stage of the season, people start voting for or speculating about the player of the year. Do you think Phil's got a strong chance of winning the Premier League?
I think he's contender, like many others. So there are many players that play a really good all season, not just Phil. But I think can be contender for sure, for the numbers, the consistency, the level of his game.
Pep?
Hi, Pep. Last week you said of Arsenal that it's easier going for the first title in such a long time. But is there more pressure on them, in a sense, because of the way they fell away last year, not winning it last year, and more pressure on Liverpool because of Jürgen's final season, that they both have that different type of pressure?
I don't know. I know you asked me about what the others think, and I don't know. I'm not in the Jürgen mind and the Mikel mind, so always I admire them for the way they play all season, consistency in the last years, especially Liverpool, since the last year Arsenal. So I don't know. It's difficult for them for many years, difficult for us to, or easy for them, for how easy for us, because we are winning the last 5 and 6, so we could say it's easier because we know how to do. I don't know. It can be difficult because in the last 5, 6 years we can be relaxed. Maybe it's difficult for them because it's 20 years don't winning, or maybe it's easier because have the desire to do it. It depends on what they have in their minds. And I said in the first sentence to your question, so I don't know, because I don't know what they think.
In terms of flipping the question then, do you think people underestimate how difficult it is to win this title, given the success you've had? You make it look so easy. Do people underestimate how difficult it is to get over the line?
I don't know. When I understand your question, but I understand completely what you want to you want to say or want to answer, but what the people think, I don't ask to the people. So I don't go to the street and knock the doors. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? So honestly, I don't know. So we know how difficult it is. Only that's for sure. Not this season, the previous ones. People say, no, it's easy for Man City. No, it's so really complicated, difficult to win not just one title. Win the Carabao Cup is difficult. So all because the level is so high, we prove it all the games, how many goals, and every game is difficult, and in that period especially. But every team play for something, for be champion, to qualify Champions League, to go to Europa League, to be the conference one, to don't be relegated, to be for the pride, for many reasons. Every game, all the teams play for something. Is that tough is really, really difficult, and everything can happen in a minute and nothing. But what the people is underestimate or not. So honestly, I don't know, and I could care less. So it doesn't matter. It's what we think, what we have to do, and we know that the Premier League always have been, and every season is tougher and tougher for the level of the contenders. So.
A year ago, Phil had his operation, and by the time he came back, your team were playing so well that he couldn't get back in the team, and it meant that in the last rounds of the Champions League, he was on the bench, Bayern Munich and Real Madrid. He didn't start the FA Cup final.
Who?
Phil. The Champions League final. Do you think that experience for him has played a part in him pushing himself even further this season, that he doesn't want to be in a position now where he's on the bench for those big games that he's kind of decided for you because he's playing so well?
Well, last season Gundo was here, is not here. Kevin, unfortunately, had been 5 months out. So that's why his 2 important roles in the middle was not there. Julian played a lot this season, when that season with Erling, and especially Phil, Gundo and Kevin play less. So during the season happened. What happened the last season is completely different for many reasons. Players in, players out, levels, injuries, moods and performings. So that's why when the players say, no, what happened last season is going to happen this season. It doesn't make sense. Every season, every game is different. Imagine season by season. So.
And you said before that out of all the trophies that you go for, all the competitions that you're in, the Premier League is still the one for you. After all your success and winning 3 in a row and 5 in 6 years, do you still feel like that? That the Premier League is the one for you?
I love it. The domestic trophy, the important one, the Premier League or the Liga, that is. I'm not going to say the Champions League is not nice. Of course it is. So now we have it, and we know what does it mean in our soul and our peace, for the fact we got it. But it's just the analysis, because it's more difficult. There are more games. It's, every week, 2-3 games. It's every week. And Champions League, of course, is important, but depends more for something maybe you cannot control, no? Both are incredibly important, but the Premier League is prove a lot. It means the mentality of the teams, they'll be there all the time for many, many years. For me personally, for maybe my education at home or whatever, it's to be every day you have to do the best. So that means a lot to us, to me personally.
Pep, the 12:30 game on Saturday is a tough turnaround, but because you play before Liverpool and Arsenal, you get the chance you could go level with Liverpool on points. At this stage of the season, how important is it to put that extra pressure on when you can?
Listen, from my experience in the past, when we play in the Liverpool especially, we play some days before, sometimes after, the result, the outcome was the same. So we have to win. So nothing changed much. So 12:30, we go play another day, we'll play later, so we have to win the same. So as much as you are distracted for these kind of things, we distract what really you have to do. And you have to, we might do. And it's analyze Crystal Palace and win the game.
And it's a pretty massive game against Real Madrid a few days later, but you sort of more confident than ever that your players are able to fully focus on Palace?
Yeah, always have been like that. When we won the treble last season or arrived in semi-finals, when the Premier League always was like that. So when we are 10, honestly, when we're playing 18 points in front of the second in the Premier League, I will take 2 eyes in Madrid. But it's not the case. We are third and not far away from top of the league, and if we drop points, will be almost impossible. So we have to win that game. And after we'll have, more time. not for the recovery, even for prepare. So I see few Real Madrid. I don't have much time, to see him, to see Real Madrid. But I said, so you are 10 months or 9 months fighting for the Premier League, and why should be distracted right now with this important game against Crystal Palace, where the distance is so close?
Hi, Pep. Since Stefan's come in goal, from the moment he came on against Liverpool, he's done very well. When Edison is 100% fully fit and ready to return to start, will it make your decision more difficult than normal of who does play?
Yeah, Stefan is playing really good. So I have to think about it as well, how speak with Xavi, how it's really, maybe we'll give a little bit more time or maybe not. We'll see. We'll see tonight, tomorrow. But we have the guarantee. Of course, Scott is important, the third keeper is important for us for many reasons, but Eddie and Stefan we are so safe because both are exceptional keepers, exceptional.
Okay.
Okay, thank you guys.